Imagine standing in a grocery aisle. Everything is safe, everything is mundane. Then, out of nowhere, your heart hammers against your ribs, your breath vanishes, and your muscles lock up. A desperate urge to flee takes over, and you find yourself dropping whatever you're holding. To the person in that aisle, this feels like a total physical breakdown. Every year, thousands of people rush to emergency rooms because these symptoms perfectly mimic a heart attack. For decades, medical supervisors explained this as just nervousness, a mechanical flaw in the brain, or a product of displaced libido. They treated panic as a glitch that needed to be medicated or talked away. This view ignores a striking detail. A panic attack triggers the exact physiological sequence a human needs to survive a lethal physical threat. Across a lifetime, approximately 30% of people will qualify for a formal anxiety diagnosis. Natural selection is ruthless with flaws that cause such debilitating misery. If anxiety were purely a random biological error, it would have been eliminated from the gene pool eons ago. To understand our suffering, we must look past the broken machine model and view anxiety as a highly calibrated evolutionary algorithm. Understanding why we have so much anxiety requires us to first examine the lethal consequences of having none at all. There is a condition known as hypophobia, a biological deficiency of fear. This lack of anxiety is frequently fatal. Research shows that children who lack a natural fear of heights suffer 7 times more severe falls than those who are afraid. A professional motorcycle racer once asked a doctor for a drug to stop his heart from pounding and his muscles from tensing before a race. He wanted his anxiety gone. Those physical symptoms were what kept him sharp and alive at 200 miles per hour. Nature requires fear for survival. A total absence of anxiety is far more dangerous to a human than an excess of it. Our brains are hardwired for fear through a simple math problem. Imagine an ancient human at a watering hole who hears a rustle in the grass. It could be a harmless monkey, or it could be a lion. Fleeing in panic costs about 100 calories. If it was just a monkey, you've wasted a small amount of energy. However, if you stay and it's a lion, the cost is 100,000 calories, the total energy value of your life. Because the cost of being eaten is so much higher than the cost of running, the optimal strategy is to flee, even if the probability of a lion is only 1 in 1,000. You will run unnecessarily 999 times to ensure you survive that one true threat. This is the smoke detector principle. We tolerate hundreds of annoying false alarms because the minor cost of a shrieking siren is nothing compared to the cost of a house burning down. Modern anxiety disorders are these ancient protective strategies firing out of context. A panic attack is the flee now response, calibrated for an immediate ambush. The pounding heart and tunnel vision maximize your chances of escaping a predator's jaws. Agoraphobia applies the same math to a different timeline. If you nearly died yesterday, staying in camp today is the low-cost move that avoids the high-risk open spaces where you are most vulnerable. Generalized anxiety disorder is a state of constant, hyper-vigilant scanning. While exhausting, it ensures that no subtle environmental threat, like a storm or a predator or a social shift, goes unnoticed until it's too late. These conditions represent the ancestral risk management equation applied to the modern world. Our system misfires because our brains lack the pre-wired hardware to naturally fear modern threats, like cars, which kill thousands daily. Instead, we remain hyper-reactive to ancestral cues like spiders or social rejection. Exposure therapy updates the brain's outdated threat assessment. Safely confronting a fear creates new inhibitory signals in the frontal lobe. These signals descend into the primitive brain to actively suppress the alarm. Treatment is the process of proving to a hyperprotective system that the environment is finally safe enough to turn the volume down. People with anxiety harbor a system protecting them with overzealous ferocity. Living a full life despite these shrieking internal alarms requires extraordinary daily courage.